what's up you guys? So today I've got a very special video for myself. So I, as you may or may not know, suffer from chronic migraines. Now, my migraines personally are triggered by a variety of different things. For myself, I do have a few triggers: stress, blue light, sinus issues. So if I cry, I will have a migraine for hours, sometimes days. And that's just kind of my life, that's how it is. A big trigger for me, probably the biggest, is fragrance. And that is what this video is about today. So these are my favorite fragrances for someone who gets chronic migraines, who suffers chronically with a migraine condition. I do just want to add this disclaimer that just because these fragrances don't bother me does not mean they will not bother you. So take this with a grain of salt. This is just my favorite fragrances basically, but I'm doing it from the perspective of someone who does suffer with chronic migraines. So even if you've tried these and they have bothered you, I'm so sorry. But personally for me and my body chemistry, these fragrances happen to be my favorite, and they happen to not irritate my brain and my mind. The first, my oldest and most near and dear favorite, it is going extinct. This perfume will be unavailable, I'm sure, very soon. It's on sale everywhere because they are discontinuing this, and it gutted me. So I bought 2 full-size ones, and I'm not even done with my rollerball size. So I'm hopeful that this will last me until I find a new favorite that can replace this. It is the Elizabeth and James Nirvana Black. Now this smell is, you'll notice a very common theme among a lot of these scents, and they are very, in my opinion, sort of gender neutral in terms of they're a little bit musky, they're a little bit sweet, they're a little bit masculine, they're a little bit feminine. This one is violet, sandalwood, and vanilla, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. I have used pretty much every product that is available in this scent. I have used the dry shampoo and I loved it. I didn't so much love the dry shampoo formula, but I loved the way that it smelled. And the perfume is obviously, I mean, even look at that bottle. It just smells so good. I am a big fan, you'll notice, of sandalwood in my fragrances. That is probably the main thing I smell when I get this, but it's toned down with that sweetness of that violet and that vanilla. It's very natural. It's got that floral essence along with that masculine essence, along with that feminine essence. And I just really find a lot of value in that. I think this is a very gender neutral option. This is something that for myself I have just fallen in love with, and I am so sad to see this go. Especially because it doesn't bother my head at all. This was the first and the perfume that really gave me the hope and the will to keep trying perfumes. I had purchased 2 other perfumes prior to this, and both of them, while they smelled amazing, hurt my head. Like, I have to take a Tylenol before I spray them, because if I don't, I literally have to lay in bed for like a day after with just this horrible migraine. I can use them if I take medication beforehand. It'll still cause a headache, not a full-blown like migraine, and I will because of the price I paid for these perfumes, but once I run out of them, I'm not going to be running out to buy them again. You know what I mean? That leads me into my next perfume, which I have the rollerball size of, and that is Nirvana Brown. This is a more, I want to say this is more masculine, but again, it has that same sweetness to it. Now this one I don't have the box anymore, so I don't have the actual fragrances. I will put them on the screen obviously, but this one has definitely a distinct sort of suede or leather scent to it. But again, it has almost like a vanilla-y sort of after smell that sort of just brings it back and softens it a touch. This one definitely is, I feel like second to Nirvana Black, but is still honestly just such an amazing fragrance. And again, in my opinion, this is very gender neutral as well. I think, I haven't tried the other Nirvanas. I know there's a Nirvana Blue and a Nirvana White. I think the white one is like distinctly more of a feminine flowery scent. But the brown and the black for sure have like that sandalwoody, woodsy, musky, almost like hazy, smoky scent to them that makes them sort of a more edgy, masculine vibe as opposed to just a strictly feminine, like floral notes and like vanilla-y, dessert-y type scents that you normally get with feminine perfumes. This is another one that honestly hurts to talk about. This was the second product to stab me in the back as far as like scents go, because I bought this, I loved it, and then it discontinued and I can no longer get it at an affordable price because it's just gone. And I do want to say, I do understand that The Body Shop is a horrible, horrible company. You shouldn't give them your money. I will link a video in the description below. It is an MLM. It has stolen a lot of its history and done a lot of people dirty. So I don't recommend giving them your money. I just want to clarify for myself, aside from the first one that I purchased when I was unaware and shopping from their store, not from a person who was like a representative, an MLM representative. I didn't know that that was what they did. I thought that it was just a store in the mall that I was in. I was young, I was like a teenager, and I bought this. This is by The Body Shop, and it's called Honey Mania, and it smells exactly like you would think. It's so good, you guys. It is kind of that sickly sweet sort of smell, but I normally don't like that, but I just love this so much. And it's the scent that I was wearing when I met my boyfriend, and it was the scent that I wore all of that year, and that was like the best year of my life. And you know, we associate scents with memories so strongly, and this, it just takes me back to that time, and I'm afraid to use it even though I have two of them. I think I actually might have a third floating around here, but I love this perfume so much. It doesn't irritate my head at all. I don't get a migraine when I use it, and I honestly, and then you can see I'm sitting here and I'm sniffing them. I feel like this is proof that like they don't give me a migraine because I'm sitting here and I'm sniffing them right now. I wouldn't do this if they did give me a migraine. But I just, something about this honey scent really just, if you like Honey I Washed the Kids from Lush, I feel like it smells very similar to that. And so I guess I'll just have to buy more of that soap, which sucks because I don't like the honey body wash. I only like the bar soap. It smells like the bar soap. And it just smells so good. It's such a light scent too. It's not as heavy as something like Nirvana Black. It's much lighter because it's much sweeter. It is like sickly sweet, but it's much lighter in fragrance. It's not so musky. It's nice and light on the skin. It's very much like sort of a, I don't even want to say it's a summer scent because I associate this more closely with like the winter, because that's when I was like really wearing it a lot. But I mean, I guess it is more of a summery scent because it's honey, so I think people think of like honeysuckle and like, I don't know, eating raw honey during like festivals and stuff like that. So I don't know, I associate this with more of the winter time because that's when I wore it a lot. But this is a good one, you guys, and the fact that it's no longer sold is honestly just, it's so gutting to me because it's like I can't even buy it secondhand because people sell it for like $40 for this tiny little bottle. I bought this for like $12. What do you mean? Awful, awful, awful. I caved, you guys. I caved. Sam talked about this brand in one of her videos. I don't know which one, but she talked about the brand Replica. And you guys, I caved. I bought By the Fireplace. I bought it and I don't regret it. I did buy like the $30 mini one that I showed in my other video, but I also went ahead and I did buy the full size, the $130 full size. I hate that price point. I honestly do, but I have never smelled anything like this. Never. In my other video, I mentioned that I used to be on Tumblr a lot as a teenager, and there was a post on there that got really popular, and it was, they should make a candle based on the smell of when you burn out a candle, like when you blow a candle out and you get that smoky smell that wafts through the air. People were like reblogging this and reposting it like crazy, and so it was like a popular thought, right? That like, yeah, I do love the smell of a candle freshly burned out. This, it's called By the Fireplace, if I didn't already say that. It is described as burning wood and chestnut, and it's style described as a male and female fragrance. This, I swear to you, smells like if you had this like vanilla birthday cake and you blew out the candles on top. It's that same premise of like that marshmallowy smell combined with smoke and fire, and again that nutty chestnut smell as well. It is so delightful. It's so good. It smells like candied chestnuts roasting. It smells like fire and smoke with just like that hint of that like marshmallow goodness, like you're torching s'mores on a campfire. If you want to smell like that, spend $130 like I did. Or you could just go outside and toast marshmallows. Either way, you know, either way. Some people prefer to be outdoorsy. But I love the packaging. I love the bottle that this comes in. So if you are buying something that is still available in this video, I will post a link down below to all of the perfumes if there are still available. I know I talked about some that are being discontinued and ones that already have been, but I will do my best to link as many as I can or list alternatives to the ones that I can. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! That's a wrap, people. That's a wrap.